Arrivederci.
You're going to tell them what just happened?
Arrivederci.
You're going to tell them what just happened?
We recorded for 5 minutes and I didn't hit record.
So I was on a big spiel about how passionate I'm about building
He was
a brand.
crying.
And like crying, eating these...
Very emotional.
And he didn't even record my whole speech. So what I was saying was... crap again. So people always ask like, is dropshipping dead? Blah, blah, blah. Dropshipping is not dead. I'm sure you've heard it before, right? You're fucking in the business all the time. Dropshipping is not dead, but I'm just trying to transition to... It's going to be a here we go company. I'm not afraid to say that. I don't really care because you really can't... It's not something you can copy, right? You were designing the whole shit from scratch, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to transition to. Speaking of George and that, more long-term kind of stuff, not pumping and dumping. Dropshipping, AliExpress, eBay store, that we get 1-star Trustpilot reviews, something that we can build and feel like, bro, so much, bro, you should build them at fucking stores. 1 star.
Imagine.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing recently, that's what I'm trying to do. It just takes, it's not as simple as, you know, buying a domain, letting it go like usually. It takes time. And it's something I definitely want to, you know, once I'm back in the UK. What are we on? What's the date today? 12, so I'll be back in like a month. And that's what I'm going to be working on. So people are saying like, where the fuck are you? I'm not a YouTuber.
You're going to be back in a month.
No.
When are you leaving?
Same as you.
You booked it up, you extended?
Not yet, but I probably will.
You came here on like the 18th.
21st.
21st of February.
Yeah.
That's, and you've booked a month.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be on the 20th.
Yeah, so you got to extend.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, remember I was saying I was going to come at the conclusion, like in like 18th, but I'm going to try and fucking just message her, because she's nice enough, like you want to do some sort of, like what you got going on here, right?
Just tell her cash.
Yeah, but she's an older fucking woman, right? So it's kind of weird. She's kind of weird.
No, she's going to be more inclined to say cash.
But it also depends if she's got it booked, right?
Oh, what?
If she's got it already booked, I need to know.
Oops.
Like if she's got it booked.
Oh.
So.
Tell her, bro. You should tell her from now.
Yeah, I think give her time.
No, bro. You tell her from now so that she knows. She might book.
That's what I'm saying. I'll just tell her now when I get home. Well, Monday. We'll do Monday.
Text her.
Fuck, you cut me off my speech. Why did you do that? You fucker. What's that talking?
Because you might have not booked, bro. That's.
But bro, let's worst case scenario. I don't get booked. Guess what? I find some place.
Yeah.
You know. I might do another place just to change it up. Not a place you sent me.
Dungeon.
As long as it's within 10 minutes of you, whatever. Yeah. I'm not going to book somewhere that's super nice at 40 minutes because it just ruins the gym. Because I'm not going to do it.
That's the fucking point.
Yeah.
What's the point? It feels like, you know, when you just have unnecessary luxury, you're like, this is so dumb. Like, I didn't even use it. Like, what I found is like, every time I go to like a nice place or a big bed, I sleep on like as if I'm in a single bed.
You're fucking sleeping. I don't know what the fuck you're sleeping.
That's
on.
a double bed up there on the loft. Yeah. But the thing is, I sleep on the edge of the bed like this, like a soldier. Like I'm in a coffin, bro. So it's like, well, what's the whole point of having a fucking double bed?
Anyways, George, what the fuck is your plans? Like, I know you're always on the move. Like, what the hell are you doing here for a start? How did you get here? And where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going from here? Like, I know you're very jump up and go kind of guy. Like, where are you going?
Well, I'm here because there's a gym. We have a gym here.
That's not the only reason. You could have went to Mexico.
No, I want to go to Mexico. In the past, like from when I was in Nice, which was 3 months, and then I was in Athens for a month.
Mad lockdown, mate, when I was supposed to come.
Solo lockdown. Well, yeah, we were going to go to fucking Nice,
Bro,
right?
remember? I was literally going to book it, and then you were like, no, don't come. Don't come.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, because we were on that fucking call, that fucking thing.
Yeah,
man. And then you were like, nah, don't come.
It's last second.
Don't come. I was like, what?
And they went hard, man. They went hard. It's not like here. France is a real country.
France is a real country.
But we're like with real authority. So, but yeah, man. No, for me, it's like 4 months of. I needed this elite acquire thing up and running. So I was getting. It was like very. I guess this might be a concept that might work, but I'm brokering. But that's just this dumb thing on the side. Got the business partners, set it up. Now it's a fully fledged thing. We're getting, you know, we're averaging 3 to 4 sales a week, organic.
Sweet. And I've been telling him, like, get on the ads, man.
Well, I'm doing a course. We're going to get on the ads.
How was that course? You getting after it? Are you still?
Well, I started the course on Wednesday, and then I had fucking catastrophe on fucking Thursday and Friday.
The thing about being a broker is you're going back and forward. fucking, you start with that, or where's the update with that?
What do you mean?
That fucking.
Yeah, man. It's back and forth. Well, we just from that last call, we're just waiting till Monday.
Okay.
It's back and forth, but like, what I was thinking about today is like, some deals you expect to close, and for some reason, when you expect something to close, it's like a sales concept. When you're on a phone call and you're selling someone, like, so you're gonna sign up. Like, you kind of just know that you're implying that they're gonna do it. They're gonna buy your product. So when you sign up, we can talk about this, and then when we do that, we're going to do this, and you'll probably find your business, you'll probably buy a business in the first or second month. But like you've already acted as if they've bought, you know? And sometimes you have to act as if you've sold a business of your own, right? So for me, sometimes I'm like, wait, should I believe that I've already, kind of, not that I've already sold the business, like I'm going to start spending, but just mentally, like emotionally, right? So like with this business now, it's only going to be like 22 G's for me.
Well, when you tell them about the fucking lies, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to call it lies, but
silliness. When somebody's
unspecifically, not to specify on who but essentially, and it wasn't because of anyone's fault, but essentially expenses on a profit and loss sheet were not accurately reported, and
6 figures out?
More than 6 figures, it was 130k out.
And you as a broker getting 10%.
Oh yeah.
That cuts your cost, literally cut your cost in half.
I lost 80 grand, 8 grand like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows if the deal's even going to close, but the whole thing is about having deals in the pipeline, right?
Oh, bro, for sure.
And the thing is, you know what, in the past 2 weeks, I've signed up 3, last night I haven't told you that company, the car company I told you about a few weeks ago, that huge one, 24 mil valuation.
Okay. Was that
They signed on for non-exclusive representation with us last night after 2 weeks of negotiating. Most time, like, so crazy. But anyway, so we've got a 24 mil listing. We've got a 9 mil listing, the waterfall one, and we have a CBD oil one at a mil.
You got a CBD one?
Yeah, and then we have a bunch of smaller ones, but I'm chasing the big deals. That's the ones that change. That's the thing, man. Like, if a deal doesn't change my life, I'm not going to go above and beyond for it. Like, I'm going to do the work to get it done. But if it's a 30k deal, well, it's not changing anyone's life.
Well, you're getting what, 3 grand off that?
3 grand.
Yeah.
I make that a week on EA sales.
Yeah. What's the hardest thing about being a broker? Because I know I was just speaking to you earlier about some guy that quit.
Well, that's the thing, it's sales, right? And that's what people will think of brokering, like online business plan. Oh, so I just need to connect to people. Well, technically yes, but also no, because sales, I've been doing sales. If I have one skill in this fucking planet, it's sales. Whether it's telling a story, any sort of persuasion, a job interview, it's sales. That's what I've always been good at. That's my God-given.
Well, literally everything in life is sales.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So me coming here was literally sales. I had to lie about why I was coming here, blah, 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 business.
But yeah,
it's
man,
all sales.
That's the thing. So like, for me, I've always known that, and I talk about this all the time with my mate, Kale, about anytime you get a sales job, the first few months are torture before your first sale. Torture. You don't know if you can get it done. You don't know if you can even get one sale.
Especially really, if you're working for yourself, right?
100%. Because then, you're like, well, like, if you ask the person, if I told the person when I first started out this shit, like, hey man, drop all your businesses that are making decent money for you that you can live on, drop them, sell them, or just stop them. Then focus on one business that's unproven, and what you have to work until you get a decent enough sale. And it was from August to March, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 7 months of I had one sale where I made 5 grand Australian, which was not much, especially when I had to go fly and meet the seller for the next deal in LA. So it took me 7 months to make a proper deal close, and I made 40 G's American. 7 months of poverty, really, to be honest, right? So it's like, most people can't handle that. And if you can't handle it, too bad. No. And I'll say, man, I got lucky on that deal. I really got lucky. The buyer was extremely motivated. The seller was open to a lower price. But yeah, man, the thing was like, it's once you get into the mentality of burn the boats, so this is all and a lot of time I'm like, I say to myself, well, I'll burn the boats over circles on this, but also, what else am I going to do? You know, like, I know I can do other stuff, but I feel like I'm too far down the road to change now.
Well,
and also, it's time in the game.
Yeah. You've been at this shit for 8 years, right? 7, 8 years.
Yeah, man. I've been, like, 15. For me, it's like, what I think about is, okay, what's your alternatives? And I used to think about this a lot, but now I don't never think about it, to be honest, but okay, so let's say I give up on everything, right? Okay, so what? I get a job. Okay, what job do you want to get? I know I can land a marketing job easy and a sales job anywhere. Probably 6 figures in Australia, something like that. So I got to go back to Australia, rent an apartment on a 12-month lease, work 9 to 5, work my ass off in a sales job. It's not like it's going to be any easier. No. There's more risk, but it's not easier. A job isn't easy. Working a job 9 to 5 is not easy. I give people shit for jobs.
I know you do. A sales job by itself is the hardest, but it's also the best because you can control your income, right? If I'm working 9 to 5 in Spar, I used to do that. Domino's used to do that. I know I'm getting £7, £8. It's very cushy, right? When I went to selling mattresses, selling fucking memberships at a gym, I control the income because it's all commission.
Exactly, and every time I've had a job, man, I work my ass off. Especially sales jobs I've had. Like when I did recruiting, I'm working my ass off. But I'm like, wait a second, I'm building someone else's business.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm not building my own business is because I'm a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
And I have no risk appetite. And because I have no risk appetite at the moment, I'm building someone else's business. Because I wasn't willing to go eat shit for a little while, 7 months as it were, for e-commerce brokers. Then that's why I worked for someone else and why I'm a loser and I was depressed. That's why. And I'm just built different in terms of I can't accept that.
No.
I can't accept less than my best. And anytime I do, I'm giving up. So if I'm giving up, then it's like, and it's always, I think that's the position. I mean, now we're always faced with that decision. When we're faced with something, it's fight or flight, right? For right now, it's like, I kind of want to play it safe. I want to maybe spend a few more months in Greece, in the Mediterranean, in Cyprus, common territory, just play it safe, which will mean little to no socializing because nightclubs and people can't go out, can't do anything, can't fucking scratch your ass without fucking permission from the police. No gym, no proper gyms. This gym's here, but I can only stay here so long because I'm going to go crazy in a small big town. Socializing, gym, BJJ in a boxing gym is something I'd really love to do. Practice my Spanish, new fucking place. Like, for me, man, I'm really not leaving if I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, day to day. Like I was telling Pierre yesterday, my friend yesterday.
French guy?
Yeah. I'm a routine now. I'm just clocking in. I am my Google Calendar. I just do what I'm told, and I get that. And that's a good thing, but also you need some variation. I hate just doing the same thing over and over again. It's killing me. And that's the thing. Like I always go on and on about how the big benefit about being a digital nomad is that it's actually it's some people see it as a short-term thing, and that's why a lot of digital nomads only do digital nomadship for like 2 or 3 years. They give up, they burn out. I see it as a longevity play because I have the ability to be conscientious in my work and get shit done and be disciplined and travel because I'm doing new stuff constantly, seeing new experiences, learning new languages, eating new foods, meeting new people, which keeps me inspired. It means I'm not burning out. And ultimately, I don't work that many hours each day, but I do work every day and night and a holiday. I'm working fucking Hanukkah, Christmas, fucking Ramadan. I'm working.
It never goes, man.
I'm working every day.
It's the same with fucking the dropshippers, right? They think they can come in for like 1 year. And 1 year's a long time if you're going to have it, but 1 year's nothing again. I've been dropshipping, trying to drop since when I was 16, and I didn't really make it happen since I was like 22. So really, I've only been doing this properly, and I mean properly, like profitably, right? I can go forever, but if I'm not making money, I'm not doing anything.
Well, that's a balance. It's the balance between urgency, which I think is a crucial thing. On my podcast I did with James Van Elswick, a seller of my client of mine, who's also just a legend and an absolute like hustler.
Where's he, Australia?
American. He went to prison for like 5 years for selling weed, I think, before it was legal.
Selling weed?
Well, big time.
Really?
Yeah. But it was like before it was legal.
What does he do? Is he a dropshipper? What's he?
Marketing, lead gen.
Lead gen, man.
Big time. He's fucking a really cool guy, good guy. And he was telling me he came out of prison ready to fucking roll. So I just wasted I think it was even longer than 5 years. maybe I think it was 5 years ago. He came out ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, I got to catch up 5 years of my life. I think he went to prison late 20s. He came out ready to rock and roll, and he became one of the best lead gen people in the world.
Fuck.
Right? And on that podcast, I talk about Tupac when he came out of prison. He came out with urgency. He made like 5 albums in 1 year, and their albums I listen to this day. Like 2 of America's Most Wanted, what's it called? Fucking Hit 'Em Up. All these top songs came out in 1 year. It's like, imagine Drake's last 5 years of albums. Scorpion, what's the one that came out? Dark Lane Demo Tapes. Certified Lover Boy came out just now. Scorpion, More Life, Views. That was like 5 albums in like 5 or 6 years. Tupac did it in 1 year and at no less quality. And he came out with 2 movies that were actually half popular, right? It's like, that's urgency, that's hustle, right?
Yeah.
I think urgency, and I have urgency like crazy. That's why I'm 22 and I want to work this hard. I'm going this fast, which I think is great and all. But also, it's like, okay, that's one thing. But then you also have to be patient. You can work as urgently as you want. However, you need to understand that at some points you need to be very patient. Like right now, I'm seeing, it's not that I'm having a dry spell in terms of deals, because I'm getting small deals done, at least once a month, and that's great. But it's the big deals that even matter, right? Because small deals mean nothing to me.
They're good for cash flow, right? Or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they're nice for getting like a quick hit, quick dopamine hit, if you like. But
it doesn't give me dopamine hits anymore. I've literally said that to myself. I'm like, this means nothing to me.
Past that.
Or big deals don't even give me dopamine hits, to be honest, but it does tell me, hey, okay, this needs to be done, just from a brokering progress point of view on the broker side of the business. So yeah, I need to be closing 6 or 7 and 8 figure deals. So yeah, but and I don't want to call it a dry spell, but I'm going to call it a dry spell in terms of 6 deals plus, 6 figure size deals plus. But ultimately, I filled out my funnel now. I have a $24 million listing, a $9 million listing, $1 million listing, a bunch of other 6-figure listings. So I'm doing everything right, but sometimes you can do everything right and things just don't go your way, which is fine, and that's fine. You have to be patient. And ultimately, like a lot of the time with entrepreneurship, and I found this with other things I've done in self-development, in working out, especially with working out. There's so many
Well, bro, just to touch on working out, man. What weight did you come here? Like 85 kilos? Just
85.5 was the first on 23rd of February.
3 weeks, like 81.7.
Yeah.
Just with hard work.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's so many similarities between working out and entrepreneurship, right? Like, how many times have you gone to the gym? Like for me, I'm Monday to Friday, and usually on a Saturday I'll do like a boxing workout or just run or just cycle for like an hour or something just to get there and get something done. And you see that one person who comes in every now and then, or like they come in like 5 times a week for 3 weeks, and then they never come back. Or you see some guy they come for like 6 months, and then that's it. You never hear them again.
Yeah. That's the same with dropshipping, right?
It's the same with fucking business.
It's the same with anything. Dropshippers, I want to be a dropshipper. They realize what it takes, what you have to do, what you have to learn, the skill set. You actually have to lose money up front most of the time.
You got to be a veteran of this stuff.
Yeah, you can't just come in here and compete with like me or like fucking guys way above.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is, man, like a lot of some I won't say their name, but like this is Brokerage that started this maybe end of 2020.
Empire?
Well, they started ages ago, so no. But like these new guys, and they like, we're gonna hire 15 people, and I'm like, congrats, that's a bad idea.
Off the bat?
Yeah, they hire like 5
They
people.
must have some good capital, man.
Nah. They didn't start with it. They're like, we're gonna put this team together. We're gonna do so many deals. I'm like, you have no idea what it takes to sell a business. Like, here's something that the first lesson in selling businesses. Selling businesses is hard. Any business. Your business, someone else's business, selling a business is hard. Selling is hard. Selling a business is hard. People don't get that. And then they've already downsized their business.
Yeah,
their
they
brokerage.
ran out of money, right?
They're like, now we're all working part-time. I'm like, yeah, surprise. And I told them this. I hopped on the corner. I'm like, hey, like, you hired a lot of people very fast and you've never done a deal. I'm not saying anything. I hope you guys really succeed. I'm happy to work with you, co-broker, but ultimately I want to let you know about the reality of this gig.
Fucking struggle, right?
They came into it thinking like this is an industry that's not even started. So we're a few years in.
Good.
But that's the thing, man. Like, you have to see things as I always like to take the view of an old dude, act as if I'm like 65. Like, hey man, I'm like looking back. It's like, hey, look, even 8 years now. I'm coming up on 8 years in maybe 4 months. It's going to be 8 years of entrepreneurship. 8 years of entrepreneurship.
Fuck, man.
Most people with 8 years of entrepreneurship are 30.
Yeah.
I'm 22. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm not saying shit. Not that I've been successful or anything. I'm not even saying I've been successful. All I'm saying is I haven't given up yet. Like I haven't given up, right? Man. I haven't. At no point have I said, you know what? Let's fucking time out. You know, I'm going to take the weekend off. At no point have I said, let's take the weekend off.
Bro, you were on a call. We need some ice.
I'm going to run out. That's why I put the Coke in the fridge.
Bro, you were fucking. This dude was on a call to like 2 a.m. and he was fucking getting up at like what? 7?
On the dot, bro.
With a fucking shitty people, man. That's the problem with, you know. But it's like if you can do that and then nobody else can, you're going to be on top, right? But yeah, man. Tell me how you've got all this. How do you compete with Flipper? How do you compete with Shopify Exchange? Like, I know personally when I sold on fucking Shopify Exchange and Flipper, you know, terrible experience. Like, what can you bring to the people?
Well, at the end of the day, Flipper and Flipper, they don't have a broker service. They actually sold it off and it became another brokerage that we co-broker with. They don't have a broker service. So I don't really compete with them. Okay. If you want to sell your business yourself, you can try and sell it on Flipper, which is tough. It's tough because there's a lot of spam. There's most offers that come in are not real offers.
No.
And yeah, it's ultimately to make the listing on their way, because you'll make a listing as a broker or just as a seller, you make your own listing information.
Yeah.
But then you got to re-put it into their stuff, which is like, I've got to do this again. So, but anyway, with all that being said, it's like it can be done, but ultimately you're gonna make 10%. If you think you're gonna make, because the commission's usually 10%. If you think you're gonna make 10% more than using a broker, you're wrong, because one,
it's so bad in there.
One, the time you're gonna spend trying to sort through sellers, and especially when you don't know what you're doing, buyers, you don't know what you're doing, it's not worth your time. 2, brokers get more for your business than you can. We've been doing this stuff. We know how it works. You know, people just think brokers are a lot of the time just like middlemen who are just looking to make a buck. Who have no skill. And I have that opinion of some brokers sometimes too. But also, and agents and middlemen. But ultimately, people who are experienced, who come from referral, because I'm not put $1 into marketing, you know that. I only get my stuff from referral, my leads from referral.
You're
my
about to change that though, right?
Yeah, for lead inquiries, yeah. But with that being said, it's like, when you come from referral and you obviously have experience, it's like, yeah. You know, like Empire Flippers, Effing International, these top guys, Firelight Brokerage, e-commerce brokers, we've been doing it for a little while. And it's extremely likely we're going to get way more for your business than you are by yourself.
Well, here's my problem with Flipper, right? First of all, you have to put up everything. Like, I had to put up my Google Analytics, I had to put up absolutely everything to random ass people that aren't qualified, right? If I'm going with a broker, it's kind of the last stage you would kind of release that, right? Well,
it's 100%. So, like, for example, this listing now that just signed with us yesterday, we're going, you know, of course, and they do 24 mils evaluation. So obviously, confidentiality is very important. We don't show the name of the business until we've seen proof of funds.
Yeah.
We've had a call, we've had an NDA signed, and I've verified them. And that's like, we're looking at social profiles, we're looking at the business, we're looking at a lot of stuff, just to show the link, the URL.
Proof of funds is massive, right? Because on there, you do blogs, right?
Yeah, man, a lot of people, and ultimately, you can go all the way with a very serious buyer, a very serious company, a great company, you know, they're fucking ranked on the, okay, do you have $24 million? Do you have close to $24 million? Like, I had this one buyer, and it's the best when someone's like, yeah, I can buy this. I'm like, okay, just show me. Like, I don't want to break your balls, but the seller's requested it. And he showed me his credit of up to $100 million. I'm like, I believe you. You know, you're good. I should talk to that guy. Actually, he should buy this business.
Yeah, man, fuck. So yeah, how can you? You're 22, right? You're 22. You're living life. You're going to Mexico next month, whatever. You going to Gifford first or no? Going to Gifford first? Gifford.
K-Y.
Yeah, fuck.
K-Y-T-H, Keith.
Bro, I'm fucking from Scotland. Stop the madness.
I'll go home just for a week to see where my fucking grandfather.
So you're 22. Where are you? You're obviously going to keep doing this, right? You're not going to give up.
There's nothing else for me in this world.
What else are you going to do? You're not going to be a dropshipper.
I have nothing else in this life.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurship is my life.
So 8 years time, you're going to be 7.5 years. You're going to be 30. Where are you at?
By 30,
What are you doing?
e-commerce
Where are you living?
brokers.
You have a house?
I believe it's going to be New York.
Okay. Little apartment.
Little apartment. Nothing more than I need, but clean. You know how I like it. Clean, modern, nice, good neighborhood, whatever.
Basically.
Solid place.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately,
Female? In the life?
hopefully,
Hopefully.
long-term relationship. Yeah.
Love it.
100%.
Yep.
I think ultimately a city needs to be. I need to have one city at least for 8 to 10 months of the year, and then I can travel for the other ones. Obviously, I can do what I want, but at least 6 to 8 months of the year, I want to be in one place. And I think New York's the only place that has the hustle that I love, is huge enough and diverse enough to entertain me, and is English speaking, which is what those are the main things I need to
Massive.
live.
Massive.
So. Yeah, well, with that being said, that's kind of, and in terms of the business, I want to at that stage have sold equity and partnered with a bank or some huge corporation that can bring online M&A with e-commerce brokers to the main stage, and we're bringing the old world finance into the new world, and we're putting those deals together. And we're doing minimum 10 mil plus deals.
Beautiful.
And when you think online business broker, you think of e-commerce brokers.
I think it George Mills.
100%. 100%.
So how do you do that?
I think you put together a wicked fucking marketing scheme, wicked Facebook, YouTube ads, wicked, Elite Inquiries Elite Inquiries will be the current model. It will be the bronze version. The next version will be the same thing, but with higher discounts and a one-on-one course. And then the gold will be like kind of that model that other broker I was talking to the other day, where he has people pay $6,000 up front and then they take 5% commission on the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that goes, and then all of that is wrapped around my personal brand, which is e-commerce brand. I would pump some YouTube ads to make that happen.
Bro, I can't wait for you to start running ads.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Bro,
It's
it's
been a
about
long
time.
time.
Are more nuts? Whoa.
Slow down, yeah. I was going to say, when I look at 22 to 30 now, to answer that question even further, so I think at some point I want to probably raise funds to make a few acquisitions of other brokerages.
Oh wow.
To bring brokers into the fold, especially brokerages that are doing awesome stuff like that broker who's working the buy side I was talking to you about. Like that, incorporating that to EA as a premium service for corporation, that's awesome. And also, he wants to slowly move out of the game. He's a bit older. I'd love that. That's sick. He's bring his operations, but ultimately, I think because for me, it's like the way I run my brokerage is extremely low cost. I've got no cost basically.
Well, it's just you.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, we have a few. We have the 3 business partners,
Okay.
2 VAs working on little stuff here and there. But ultimately, of course, I'm the one doing the brokering of the deals. And
You're the one answering the phone. You're the one doing the messages. You're the one bringing the people.
Well, not all the messages,
Okay.
or not all the emails, but I'm the one doing the brokering.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, as we get EA up, it's already up. But as we expand the bronze, silver, gold services of EA,
I like that.
yeah,
I like that.
and that brings in more and more money on continuously. I think that's where the brand really builds up over time. That's where we can say, okay, we're doing $1 million a year, like a subscription, $1 million a year. We're doing 3-4 million commissions at that point, and even still with 1 or 2 brokers only, right? Because it's not that time consuming. And then on the buy side, having a full team. I've got no problem hiring on the buy side for EA, but ultimately for selling or for brokering, it's a one-man job so far, and for a long time will be. Especially if you focus on the big deals, which is the priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, man, I think ultimately bringing, I think where the big money is whether it's a VC or private equity or an investment bank, bringing them on, saying hey, whatever, buy 40, 51%, 49%. I'll obviously still operate within the business. I'll obviously maintain a decent amount of equity. But now we have a connection between old investment banks who do normal M&A and online M&A. And now And then also like having a due diligence thing within the business so that we can do that. That's another bonus of Elite Inquiry's premium service. Due diligence is done, but we have our own fucking reporting, all that stuff. So yeah, like all that small stuff. So,
Fun, man.
well, that's just 8 more years of really focusing on really 2 things: elite inquiries and brokering deals.
Yeah, think of how you can't really come when you're 15 because you're still bouncing about. But that's 8 years, another 8 years. Think of how you can go, right? I know with fucking
holy shit, it's 8 years back.
Yeah,
it's 15. 8 years forward,
30.
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
Yeah. So
at 30 will be the time where I've spent more time being an entrepreneur than not being an entrepreneur.
That's fucked up, man.
It's lit.
That'll be half your life.
But I saw one of the podcasts I was watching. I think it was Joe Diaz. It's like he's like, oh, these people, I missed out on a childhood. I'm like, you know what? He's like, and he said something. I'm like, dude, I was the same. Like, he was like, I always wanted to be an adult. I always wanted to be an adult. I always wanted to be an adult, have my freedom, and have even the level of freedom of traveling when you want, whenever you want. So I got no problem with it. I prefer it. I like just the continuous grind and ups and downs and late nights. Like when I might be pissed on the day, like you saw that, but also I'm like, great. This is what else am I gonna, like? You got to live life, But if you're not feeling the pain, you're not feeling the high highs either.
Here's the thing, George. You could be in a 9 to 5 fucking. I don't want to say this badly, right? I probably shouldn't say this, but you could have a nagging wife, like a little kid, and just hate your life, right? At least you can control where you're going. You're in control. It's up to you to, by the time you're 30, to do all this thing, or you're not going to do it. So it's really in your court.
Well, it's not if I'm going to do it. It's
when.
It's like how long it might take is the question.
Yeah.
All right. And ultimately, it could take 3 years. EA can be fucking made into a 3-part service in 3 months' time. Ads can be running like crazy, bringing leads in like crazy. Close. Like if I just close the deals on the table right now, I will have made 1.8, 1.9, no, 2.5 plus 2.6, 2,620,000 American dollars just for the deals on the table right now, which would be insane, right? And of course, I pump that money back into the business because I need $5 to live, right? So for me, it's like that's the great thing about brokering. There's the risk versus reward, right? So there's huge reward, and each year, somehow or another, I've been able to go like steady, whoa, to steady, whoa, like huge sales, right? Which is awesome. That's the best part about the business, and why it's worth the risk. But ultimately, I think, I think that for me, I would rather live that kind of a life and take that sort of a risk than do anything else. Because I've tried. It's not like I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur and always did this. I tried to have a job. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at a fintech startup. I worked as a recruiter. And they're like, after a few months, or even usually after 1 month, they're like, hey, bro, like,
it's not working out, bro.
I know you have another business that you're doing on the side after work or something. Like, I don't know what it is, but I can have this feeling.
Side hustle.
I'm like, they're like, look, take a severance package and go, and I'm sure we'll catch up. Some more rude than others, in terms of getting fired.
How many jobs have you had?
Okay. Working for my parents. Yeah, working for my parents, cutting lawn. McDonald's. Unloading shipping containers and Fruitex. Demolition with my friends, from my friend's dad, who had a little demolition company. Art of Smart, social media manager. Okay. Then Morse Media was a company I had, so that doesn't really count, but I guess it does.
Of course it does.
I was selling cars at Toyota dealership for some stage. I was a promoter at Ivy, Argyle, all these clubs. At Schoolies, they hired me a bunch of times, which is like a spring break company, holiday company. And then jobs, not business. I did Morse Media for that year. Then I took a job in a fintech startup, which they fired me after a month before they even launched.
You paid, all right?
Yeah, of course I did. I get paid regardless. I get paid for the attempt. They didn't even launch. That's the thing. So but the reason he fired me is because, hey George, we don't think you could sell to executives and high net worth individuals. Like, flashback 3 years later, that's exactly what I do. And then I had that job, and then I videography. I did marketing, of course, at a property services firm, and then I was a recruiter in Tokyo. That's one of the weirder ones.
Recruiting for what?
Recruiting.
Yeah.
Humans for jobs.
How the fuck did that work out?
So you're Nokia or fucking Rakuten, which is like, you know, a telecommunications company.
Okay, okay. 20 jobs?
Fine,
Bro, it's not for you.
Well, after the same thing happens every time. After a week, I'm like, oh wait a sec, I'm only here because I couldn't put together my own business.
Yeah, you're making no business. When you can put that time and effort when you're building e-commerce brokers.
And it's hard to find the business that's going to work for you, that fits, you know, there's a market fit or blah blah blah. But if you're not willing to suffer, then don't try.
That's entrepreneurship, suffering, right?
It's risk, yeah.
But
there was one specific scenario, man, where I learned it all made sense to me. All of capitalism and communism and all these big concepts was perfectly explained to me through suffering, right? I was talking about those 7 months of starting e-commerce brokers. I was in Barcelona, and this deal was a 440k deal. I was going to make 40 grand American on it.
yeah,
And I was negative 5 grand. My credit card was $5,500 AUD. My NAB credit card.
Okay.
I got 2 years before when I got fired from that I had a fintech startup. I got the credit card the morning that I got fired. I was like, this is perfect. I'm living life now.
ideal.
And anyway, I spent that whole credit card, and now I was on my overdraft on my credit card, right? And I was tapping my card, and sometimes it get rejected, sometimes it would work. I'm just playing fucking Russian roulette with my credit card in Barcelona. And anyway, we said that the buyer keeps pushing the closing date, the payment date. And then he goes to pay. Oh, my credit card doesn't work. You can't pay with the credit card. Oh, pay with the debit card. Oh, I can't pay with this debit card. You pay with that debit card. Oh, this funding source is not working. Oh, my friend's going to he's going to fund me the 440k. Oh, it's back, forth. And then he finally paid and we finally released it from escrow. But days were going by. And at some point, I just had a panic attack because I've run out of money. Can't afford food. Everywhere, I'm like, I'm not going to go outside because I can't afford anything. I can't afford a train ticket. I can't afford anything. Anyway. So I had a brutal panic attack. And my immune system just shut down.
Yeah.
Like I was just in bed. My spine hurt. Like when your spine hurts, you're in bad shape, brother. My spine hurt. I was sick. I had a fever the whole fucking time. I couldn't even go and pay for like ibuprofen or some shit. I was out. I'm broke. What are you gonna do?
Where are you staying?
I'm staying in Airbnb, but I booked it like a month before when I was a bit cashed up.
Okay, so you're good for like a month.
Yeah, but even then, that's running out.
Yeah.
So I'm in bed. I'm taking calls with my phone in my chest. Like, and one time I actually had the video on. He's like, "Are you in bed?" I'm like, "No."
What is this, 2018?
19. And he's like, "No, 18. And he's like, "No way." Yeah. So I was going through that. I'm like dying.
Yeah.
Just. You know when your body stops repairing, you're not getting better. When you get sick, it feels like you're normal, and then you go down, and then you want to slowly get better, right? My body went down, and then it just started getting worse.
Yeah,
like
you're waiting for it to get better.
I wasn't getting any better because I wasn't taking any medicine. I was buying like an 80-cent orange juice. I'm like, that'll work for me.